All right, so welcome to the Richelieu 2020 franchise tournament. We're out here in the middle, all right? This is a playoff game between the King Price Kings as well as the Exco M&M sign. So JP has won the toss. JP, what have you elected to do?
We have elected to bowl first today.
All right, so why have you elected to bowl first? Is there a little something there?
We hope so. It's an early start this morning. It's usually a 10 o'clock start. Maybe something in the wicket. This is also my home club wicket, so I know in the morning if you get something out the wicket is this morning.
Absolutely. So what you looking to restrict them for? Anything under what?
We'll be happy under 150. They've got a very good team. It is a semi-final, so under 150 we'll be happy.
Excellent stuff. All right, good luck out there, JP. All right, now we're talking to the captain of the Exco M&M sign, Stephen Bard. So, how did that towing cost go?
Oh, well, look, we lost the toss, but we weren't quite sure, like 100% what we wanted to do. So, you know, they won the toss. It's a good one to lose. So we'll just take it from there. We'll assess the conditions quickly and see what we can do with it.
All right, so JP said that it's his home ground, so he thinks there's a little something in there a little bit early on. Does that give you a bit of nerves?
Not really. I tend to agree with him. There is a little something in the morning, but it might skid on a little bit more, and it slows up during the day, which, you know, could play in our favor. So hopefully I'm right.
Okay, Steve. So what do you think is a good score on this pitch?
It's tough to say. I think looking at yesterday, I think anything in the excess of 150 is a very good score. It slowed up during the day, but like I said, we have to assess first, and then we'll take it from there.
Excellent stuff. All right, good luck out there. All right, that was the captain of Exco M&M Signs. And, the King Price Kings have elected to have a bit of a ball first. So Exco is going to have a bat. Let's take a look at this track now. It looks a belter, looks nice and flat. As I can see, there's a few cracks, run about on a very, very, very full length, but right about on a good length. Just a bit of grass, so I do see that, it is possible that there will be a bit of movement earlier on. Look at that. Nice, flat, hard, compact. It looks really, really, really good. So I don't know if JP is spot on that there will be something in it this morning, but there's all to see. There's a bit of grass there, just a patch of grass that should help the seamers a little bit. It's going to be a fun game. This is the playoff. So whoever wins this game, obviously is going to go into the finals and play against BA Blasters, the Kings of Swing. It's all happening here at the Wanderers in Pioneers Park in Windhoek. To all the viewers that are watching us, you're in for a great game of cricket.
Good morning and welcome to Wanderers in the capital city. We are in Pioneers Park. This is the Richelieu T20 cricket series. Good morning, Trevor.
Morning, Chops. Yeah, great to be here. Great to be at the semi-finals of the Richelieu T20, the franchise, King Price Kings and Exco M&M Signs. Two good teams, well balanced. I think they've both did well to get here. And they're playing for the right to play against BA Blasters in the final this afternoon.
Absolutely. And yesterday we saw some stellar performance by Exco M&M Signs, who took a win over BA Blasting. And today we see King Price. And I hope out of these two teams we can really see a good contest this morning.
Yeah, and I think, you know, there's also, looking at the T20 format, there's guys in each team that can actually change the game. With T20, one player can change the game and take it away from you. So, yeah, we're hoping to see some decent performances. I think Exco M&M Signs are batting first. They've got Stephen Bard, the national opener that's playing for them. I think they also have Craig Williams in their side, don't they? Yeah, Craig Williams is there. The two of them will probably open, and they are two of those players that can definitely take a game away from you. So, yeah, looking forward to that.
I like the consistency of Craig Williams, but before we get kicked off, let's just go through the quick team of King Price Kings. We've got Dani van Skoor, Mohammed Salim, Niklaas Schultz. We've also got Lawrence Haku and Adam Basingwaith. We've got Hendrik van der Walt and Malrik Robin. JP Kotze, Michael van Lingen, and Stephen Delport. JJ Smith, Stefan Besadenhout, Renier Bosman, and Christo Bronkhorst. We've also got Rainrath and PD Blinknart and Dylan Leicher.
Yeah, there are also a couple of guys that can take a game away from you. I think they're a little bit upset that JJ Smith is not bowling at this stage. He would have been good to have as a bowler, but they've got enough other bowlers. Yeah, a lot of experience. Laura Zaku at wicketkeeper. Yesterday he did well, made a few runs, and he's also an attacking type of player. But it'll be interesting to see how they go about this, whether they're going to start off with a bit of spin maybe against Craig and Stephen, because Craig and Stephen enjoy the ball coming on, a bit of pace, so maybe a change-up, maybe someone like Dani van Schoor, but that's all just speculation. Let's wait and see what they do.
Absolutely. Let's quickly go through the team for Exco M&M Signs. Eben van Wyk, we got Wayne Raw, Schwago Groenewald, and Shalago Groenewald. We've also got Fungai Hlopo and Sean Fauché. We've got Peter Smith, Damian Kutsia, and Craig Williams. Jan Freiling, Stephen Bard, Tangeni Lungameni, and Divan Lecoq. We've also got Dirkie Tinnesen and Ryan Moffat. We've got Tangi Nuyoma and JW Fasahi.
Yeah, that's actually a very nice side. They got through the final last year. There's been a couple of changes to their side from last year, but the guys that were performing last year, they're also still back there. Divan Lecoq, who we saw making his debut for Namibia during this last week against Uganda, he's in there. He did really well last year, got them into the final and almost won the final for them. So yeah, we're looking for big things from them today, and they will definitely be hoping to go one step further than what they did and try and win it today.
That's right, 20 overs, and we got Stephen Bard. Looks like he's facing the first ball. Do you see any standout players that we should be looking out for this morning?
Yeah, well, as I said earlier, batting-wise, yeah, we've got Stephen Bard and Craig Williams, also Divan Lecoq. Dirkie Tinnesen, also a good promising under-19 player, has a bit of pace. I see now on this team sheet that he's unavailable. Yewe Fasahi, a young player, and I see here on the King Price Scholes, Nicholas Scholes. He is opening the bowling, left arm around the wicket. He's been playing cricket in Namibia for many years, a former national captain. A lot of experience, and yeah, this is something new that maybe Stephen Bard didn't expect to be facing up to Nicholas this early. And that's looks like there's something in the wicket for Nicholas.
He had a great game yesterday, and very stable, very confident player, and he looks like somebody who is going to rattle the batting partnership for Exco M&M Science. Nicholas Schultz.
Yeah, he's now into his third delivery to Craig Williams now. There was a single of the previous one. Tries his own view and goes through the mid-off, and there's no run there.
Nicholas Schultz just easing into this.
Craig Williams, yeah, getting his first run. Now 2 on the board for Exco M&M Signs. Yeah, and if you're just joining us, we're at the Richelieu T20 franchise semi-final. Exco M&M Signs batting. King Price Kings in the field. Nicholas Scholes, first over, 2 runs coming from it. Batting is Stephen Bard and Craig Williams. Nicholas Scholes, left arm around spinner, bowled the first over. It'll be interesting to see who opens from the other end.
What we saw yesterday is it also boils down to the first 5-6 overs, and depending on what the mood and the approach of the batsmen are, it's going to set the tone for whether or not King Price Kings can really do some damage to Exco M&M Signs. Stephen Bard and Craig Williams, the partnership that has just started. This is the second over.
And it looks like Michael van Lingen, left arm over the wicket. Michael also made his debut, I think it was for the national side last week. So he'll also be keen to prove himself now and show what he can do in the T20 format. Michael hails from Walvis Bay. Craig Williams plays out to mid-wicket, and there's a single there, so the score moves on to 3.
Michael van Lingen, he had a great game yesterday. See if he can deliver the same performance this morning against Exco.
Stephen Bard playing and missing that one outside the off stump. He's still trying to find his feet. It looks like there's a bit of movement for the bowlers this morning early. Maybe a bit of dampness that came through under the covers last night. The wickets are covered overnight and there's a bit of sweating. That can cause a bit of movement early on in the morning. Yeah, another delivery beating the batsman.
I wonder if they've had their coffee. I'm sure they have.
Maybe the coffee was too strong.
Are they getting started? Partnership with just 3 runs along. Look at that. He's just getting into his rhythm, getting into his feet. Stephen Bard facing Michael van Lingen.
And that one he plays out to mid-off. Gets the single. Yeah, I noticed that the King Price Kings bowlers were warming up properly before the game, so they'll be coming in here properly warm. They don't need an over to warm up. And we saw that with Michael van Lingen now, right from the get-go, getting a bit of movement up to full pace. So that was a bit of decent planning on their side.
Yes, Trevor, you're right. I could notice yesterday that the fielding game for King Price Kings was on form. The change came when I saw them going in for their batting. I thought they were a little bit shaky. They were a little bit uncertain. And I think that's what really brought their game down yesterday. So let's hope that changes today. But each time you see them on the field, the enthusiasm, excitement is always on top form for the Kings.
Yeah, and I think batting-wise, it's very much of a form thing. If you're on form and you're feeling good, then you go for it. But T20, there's no time to be. What is the word I'm looking for? To have no confidence in yourself, to have no self-confidence. It's just a matter of go out and play. So. Maybe this morning they're ready. Maybe this being in the semi-final is going to give them a little bit of added confidence and they can go for it.
Absolutely.
Obviously they'd like to get an early wicket because both Craig and Stephen, if they spend a couple of overs there, can really do some damage. So let's see. I think that's why Nicholas Coles is bowling. He's looking to make a breakthrough. Craig Williams facing. And that one beats him outside off stump. Again, slightly. Whoa! There was a little bit of a misfield, and through for 4 runs, the first boundary of the day. Yeah, we sitting here looking towards the sun rising in the east. It's difficult to see who the fielders are. So after 3 balls of this over, only the 4, nothing further to report. Nicholas Scholes again to Craig, just comes forward, plays it back. Again playing it back. Obviously the boundary, he's happy with the boundary for the over, so he's prepared to just play out a few dot balls. Again playing that back to the bowler. That's the over bowled. I saw a bit of interplay between Stephen Bard and Nicholas Scholes. Scholes trying to get around Bart to do the fielding.
Yes,
couple
absolutely.
of words.
Seems like Nicholas is a potent bowler, and I think the 2 batsmen understand this. So you're right in saying he's quite happy with the boundary and just get through the over and see what work they can do thereafter. Nicholas, again, just like Michael, he had a brilliant game yesterday. Took some wickets, and so did Michael, and Michael's lined up now for his next delivery.
Yeah, and I think also the batsman understanding that in this form of the game you can make 100 runs from 10 overs. And then we see Stephen opening his shoulders to Michael van Lingen. Was that a maximum, or was it just a 4?
Six runs.
It was a 6.
Six.
It was a 6. 6 runs to Stephen Bard, straight down the ground. Stephen very strong playing straight. Works hard on his game. Works hard on his fitness. And that one going down leg. Obviously Stephen's put pressure on Michael now with that 6 off the first delivery, and Michael trying to respond, putting a bit of too much effort in and pulling it down the leg side. And that played out to the fielder at deep cover point, boundary. 1 run added. Craig Williams now to face. Yeah, Craig is probably in his last season of competitive cricket. Maybe he'll have another season, but he's getting on in years. And I know he's looking forward to having a good season, good international season, see what he can do, and yeah, go out with a bang.
I've noticed there's a few players that offer stability when they're in their batting partnership. Gerard Erasmus is one of them. He plays a very cautious game. Then there, I think, Stephen Bard, Craig Williams also offer some sort of stability as batsmen.
That's right, and I think the guys you've mentioned now all have experience, and they know how to select which balls they can actually attack and which ones they need to defend. And they've identified that gap down to third man. Another run down there. Yeah, that is the other thing with T20 cricket. Yeah, you've got to play into the spaces. They've identified a space down at third man, and they're using that space. If that gets plugged, then they'll identify another space and use that. It's very much like rugby. They also talk about playing into space, and we can see that now. They're just using the space on the field. There's a possible 2. Yeah, they've turned for 2. Good running. Stephen and Craig both quick. Now at this stage they've got a fielder square on the offside on the boundary and one square on the leg side on the boundary. So obviously the space is down to third man or straight down the ground. There we see Stephen playing straight down the ground. Another 2 runs. Chops, now that over we've actually seen I think 3 deliveries where they've run 2, and that's what I was talking about playing into the space, identifying space where you can get more than 1 run, playing it into that space, and you get the 2. Intelligent playing, and that's what T20 cricket is all about these days.
Absolutely, and we saw this yesterday where the batsman decided to chip away with his 1 and 2 runs that eventually made a difference at the end of the day. And I think early on, while their energy levels are high, it's probably a good strategy to try and get those 1s and 2s in where they can.
That's right, and you know, if you can change 20 ones into 2s, that's an extra 20 runs on your total. You can change 140 to 160, which is a big difference. Almost a mix-up there with the batsman. Craig Williams turning and getting back safely. Yeah, Nicholas Scholes continuing. He'll maybe keep 1 over for himself later on. Craig Williams driving again to the right of the fielder. Just 1 run. Looks to me like Dani van Schoor down there. Looking at his silhouette in the light. Stephen Barr just playing that one defensively, very cautiously.
I don't think they like receiving any balls from King Price Kings spinners, unless it's a ball like that.
That's right. He played that one on line. It just got slightly too straight, and he went down on 1 knee, a slog sweep over the sort of a wide square leg boundary, and 6 runs to the score. Now that is the thing at this level. Nicholas has been bowling well, keeping them quiet, and just 1 delivery.
There we go. Oh. Could have been a run out, and the ball just was thrown a little bit off. Very lucky for Exco M&M.
Looking at his hand, I think that Jew I was talking about earlier is still a little bit in play. It's very difficult throwing a ball. It actually feels like a piece of soap later. Yeah, and we see all the fielders on the 30-yard circle, and 30 yards, if you don't hit the ball well, there's always a single straight to the fielder. That one called wide. Just dropping that one out into the covers. Going through for the single. You can see a great understanding between these two. They've obviously battled a lot together and know each other, know what they can do. So it's just drop and call and run. And that's also something which possibly, you know, when you select teams like this, if you select partnerships, Craig and Stephen is an excellent opening partnership, and if you can just select partnerships, people that know each other, it makes the team environment a lot more comfortable and a lot more positive.
Absolutely, and I've noticed that any partnership, it's all about communication and understanding how they make their decisions and when to make those decisions to take the run or not to take the run. Communication has been quite key in the last few games that I've seen, especially when the batsmen are being run out or there's some confusion in the middle of the pitch. I just hope the two can understand that and keep communicating and make those the best decisions they can.
And that turned to deep square leg, 1 run. We have a new bowler into the attack. Dylan
Leisha.
Dylan Leisha. And that one hit powerfully by Craig Williams. 4 runs. I see this field has changed now. We've got 2 out on the leg side, long on and deep square leg, or in front of square. So obviously over mid-off there's a gap. Craig Williams making use of that. And the bowling in the first 6 overs in the power play can be difficult, especially to guys like this. Into the 6th over, they've obviously got the feel of the wicket, and anything that's in their area, they're now going to have a go. Again, played down to the third man area. Another 2 runs.
Great running. This partnership understand each other. And that's why they managed to slot in those 2 runs without blinking an eye. Stephen Bard and Craig Williams. Would you say Stephen Bard is the more aggressive player?
I think by nature Craig is the more aggressive player, but Craig is, as I say, he's a bit older, so it takes a little bit of time to get in, but once he gets in as a full go. Stephen is a very correct batsman. He has the power to go with it, but you'll see him playing more correctly and playing more conventional cricket strokes. If you just look at Craig, even when he's defending, like that was more of a defensive stroke, but he played it down the ground and still looking for the single. But one thing about Stephen, if you give him a ball that's in his area, he's going to make full use of it. So I think he makes maybe he's more effective against bad deliveries. See there, Stephen trying something different, going across to the offside, wanting to sweep. Middle stump bowled out the ground. Dylan Leisha. Maybe unexpectedly, but Stephen Bard going back to the pavilion. Bowled by Dylan Leisha, and chops without even sort of feeling it. The score is already at 43. 43 for 1. Obviously this wicket is playing all right. Did have a bit of life early on, but I saw yesterday, looking at the scores yesterday, the scores here on the Wanderers field were definitely a lot higher than what they were on the other side, on the Windhoek Afrikaans private school field. And so I think we're in for a run festival here today. Is it Divan Lecoq coming in to join Craig?
Well, I was certainly looking forward to seeing a lot more of Stephen Bard. Unfortunately, bowled out, and we have a new partnership that's formed. Craig Williams is still in, so hopefully we can see stability being formed with Jan Freiling, who's just walking in. And very unfortunate for Stephen Bard. Or 15 balls, scored 21 runs. I was looking forward to him getting to 50 and
yeah, well, you know, T20,
turning up the pace.
In T20 they actually talk about 30. 30 is the equivalent of a 50 in a longer version of the game. So if the guys get to 30, then it gets acknowledged. But yeah, I'm sure he would have liked to have got a 50. It's not really common that guys get centuries in this form. But we have had 1 or 2 in our franchise series the last year or two. Okay, Jan Freiling, left-hander, getting the single, and maybe that is Exco M&M Signs strategy is now to have a left-hander and a right-hander, and give the bowlers a bit of difficulty. You know, it's difficult changing up your line every ball if you've got to bowl both sides of the wicket. So obviously they've thought about that. Divan, I thought, would have been the ideal guy to send in, but they've obviously sent in Jan Freiling now. Left-hand, right-hand combination. Yeah, sorry, I just heard from Johan Muller, our CEO, that Divan Lecoq is not playing today. He has other commitments, so we will not see him. That's also why Jan Freiling is in, but Jan also a national player, scored many runs, a lot of experience. And Jan playing that straight down the ground. Obviously, after the 6 overs are completed, there's more fielders out. And this is what's going to make it difficult after each delivery. If they take a single, the fielders have to change. Puts a bit of pressure on their time. They have to complete their overs in a certain time. Dani van Schoor now right arm off spin, taking over from Nicolas Scholes. So Nicolas keeping 1 over back for later. Well run by Craig Williams, a good piece of fielding here on the boundary. Direct hit, but Craig was safe, made his ground.
Absolutely confident running by Craig Williams. And it makes a big difference. Look at that, just sliding in before. An attempt by the wicketkeeper.
Dani pushing that one through a bit quicker. Craig just defending.
So far the run rate looks good. Sitting on 7.2.
Yeah,
Can they be happy with that?
I think they'll be happy with that. Especially thinking that they can accelerate later. And that's what I was saying. I think it's 7.2, and they haven't really given the impression that they're going after it and,
absolutely,
and chasing it. So definitely 7.2 now can definitely be upped in the last 10 overs. I think one of the things about King Price using spinners from the northern end is that they get through the overs a lot quicker, and they're wanting the batsmen, you know, to all of a sudden see, okay, we're halfway through and we haven't got the desired total on the board. So that is one of the tactics. Try and get through your overs quickly. Bit of a surprise for the batsmen, and yeah, we'll see if that works here. Played firmly out to the covers, no run. A decent first over from Dani van Schoor. Yeah, Dani coming from a cricketing family. His father and his uncle both played the national side, also his brother. So Dani is yeah, part of a great cricketing tradition here in Namibia. The same with the Scholes brothers, Nicolas and Bernard. Bernard still playing for the national team, but Nicolas and Bernard played many games together for the Namibian side. And it looks like another bowling change.
Having a look at the performance so far, Nicolas Schultz already 3 overs with 18 runs. Economy of 6, and we've got Dylan Leisha, who successfully taken a wicket. Stephen Bard
and Renier Bosman coming into the attack now. Left arm over. Be interesting to see if he goes around the wicket to Craig Williams, bowling left arm over to Jan Freiling. And Freiling playing that out to the deep cover boundary. 2 runs into the space out there. Bit of a hesitation between the batsmen, but eventually going through for the single. They had to wait and see whether mid-wicket had stopped that. And now we see the field changing again for Craig Williams. Yeah, the 5 out on the boundary is a square leg, mid-wicket, long on, long off, and cover point boundary.
Oh,
missed. Putting pressure on the fielder there. Yeah, that is one of the things about T20. You put pressure on the fielder, they're actually looking where they want to throw before they've picked up the ball, and then the opportunity is gone.
Well, I'm enjoying what Exco M&M are doing, and just tucking in those 1 and 2 runs at a time where they can. And these are 2 strong runners. They might do 2. Good decision. Craig Williams up next to face
Renier Bosman. Yes, Renier Bosman. He took over from Dylan Leicher this over, and to Craig, he is bowling around the wicket, left arm around. And that one called wide down the leg side. Craig coming forward in a defensive shot, and at the end of 8 overs, it's 55 for 1. Craig Williams on 22, Jan Freiling on 7. The batsman that is out was Stephen Bard. I think this is a decent platform that Exco M&M Signs have set themselves to launch a bit later. Only 1 wicket down after 8 overs. That's ideal. Going at around 7 runs to the over. Danny van Schoor over pitching. Jan Freiling hitting it to the extra cover fielder. No run. We see Danny is mixing up his speed on the ball. Also mixing up his length, one full, the next one a bit shorter and quicker. In that way, trying to keep the batsman quiet. And there Craig playing it straight down the ground. Stick with the 1 run. Now 57. After 8.3 overs, 57 for 1. Exco M&M Signs batting against King Price Kings. We obviously see now the left-hand, right-hand combination at work, taking the singles, field changing. Bowler has to change his line of attack, and that just makes it easier for the batsman to take another single.
Looks like the batsmen are enjoying themselves, just waiting for the right opportunity to strike, taking ones for now, twos where they can. And as soon as an opportunity avails itself, I'm sure these batsmen are going to send it straight to the boundaries. Van Schoor. And that's the opportunity they were looking for, and it didn't work.
Yeah, and that was Jan Freiling trying the reverse sweep. Missed it. Adjudged LBW.
And that's the second one who's trying a reverse sweep and was unsuccessful.
Dani van Schoor getting his man. Yeah, some would say that that's a rash shot to play at this stage, but you know, this is T20 cricket, and you don't want too many dot balls. So obviously the bowlers or the batsman looking to push on, and you do see a few other types of shots, variations in T20, a lot more than in other forms of the game. Although they are starting to come through in the 50 over, and you even see some of them now in Test cricket.
Disappointing run for Exco M&M Signs, and you can see the Kings raising their hands and facing the umpire for a decision.
Yeah, so that was a good over from Dani van Schoor. 4 runs coming from it, taking a wicket, and is now 59 for 2. Craig Williams will be facing.
In comes Dylan Leisha. I beg your pardon, Renier Bosman.
Yeah, left arm spinner. So obviously King Price Kings deciding that spin is the way to go here. Craig playing that straight down the ground to long off, gets the single, and I see Sean Forshire, the new batsman. Sean, who is still a student, also in the national squad. So we see Exco M&M Signs have a decent batting lineup with a lot of national squad players. Another single there. And we'll see the there they go for the 2. That was well done. That ball never even left the 30-yard circle, and they made 2.
That's good running by Exco, and great fielding here by King Price Kings, who is on the target. However, Exco M&M are safe behind the crease. If you've just joined us, welcome. This is the T20 Richelieu series, live from Wanderers in the capital city. Do drop us a comment, and we'd love to hear from you. And make sure you hit that like and subscribe button to get all the notifications of what's happening in the month of April.
Yeah, and obviously at some stage, Craig Williams still being there, he will probably be the guy that decides when they start having a full go. Now in the 10th over, 9.5, so this is the last ball of the first 10 overs. Sean Forshire getting the edge. That should be a couple. And there we have it. 2 runs added. 66 for 2 after 10 overs. So after 10 overs, King Price Kings in the field. Exco M&M Signs are batting. And the score 66 for 2. Craig Williams on 28 from 31 deliveries. Sean Forshire on 3 from 3. And joining me now in the commentary box is Casey. Welcome, Casey.
Oh, thank you so much, Trevor. Beautiful day out there for a game of cricket, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it. You were out there earlier. You enjoyed the early sort of autumn freshness.
Absolutely, I did. Absolutely, I did. I was taking a look at the pitch. It looked nice and flat. But JP did say that he feels like there's a little something in there in the morning. That's why he chose to go in and have a field.
Yeah, I think there always is, especially the pitches being covered. I said to Chops earlier, they tend to sweat a bit under the covers, especially after the amount of rain that we've had. There is moisture underneath, and it comes through and it condenses under the cover. It does give a bit of moisture to the pitch. That was a full delivery. Craig Williams playing it out to long on. So at this stage they're still dealing in singles, but we can expect at some stage for them to start opening shoulders and starting to play a few bigger shots.
It's actually quite interesting that Craig has been a bit reserved this morning. I mean, we saw in a couple of games ago that he came on and he was full on taking on the bowlers, trying to put in pressure very early. Yeah, and that's when he passed his 2000.
Yeah, I think what it might be is that the spinners operating. We've seen them just taking the 1s and 2s against the spinners, and the seam bowlers are the guys they've actually gone after. So maybe the spinners have kept him back a bit. But I think also losing Stephen Bard, not early, but after a couple of overs, about
safely
6
home.
overs, also made him play a bit more conservatively. But definitely if Craig is still there with a few overs to go, we're going to see him opening his shoulders, playing some big shots.
And that's 1 run to end the over, bringing the score to 69 for the loss of 2 after 11 overs.
Yeah, Danny van Schoor is doing a good job here. Only 3 from that over. So he's definitely keeping the run rate down and doing what his captain is asking of him.
We saw yesterday when the King Price Kings played against the BA Blasting yesterday, they looked to restrict them. They were very, very tight in the field. The bowling was very, very tight. But it was less the wicket-taking deliveries. It was more containment, trying to stop the flow of runs.
Yeah, I think, well, that's what T20 is all about. T20 is meant to be a batsman's game, meant to see a lot of big hitting. And bowlers obviously make plans, use different change-up deliveries to try and keep them quiet. And that's what we see them doing. That's why they're sticking to their spin. They've obviously got a plan there. They understand what they want to do, set their field accordingly, and then and bowl to that.
I had a chat to Stephen Bard earlier this morning after he lost the toss. He actually said he wasn't sure what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I think you would find that. But I think the one positive about batting early morning is that the outfield is wet with dew, and that tends to make the ball a bit slippery. That may be one of the reasons why the seamers were struggling a bit more, trying to put a bit of pace on and just losing a bit of control. But yeah, the spinners are definitely doing a good job. It's more with flight and line which they're playing, not really seeing much turn.
Oh, big appeal there. Esau Hines gives that. LBW sending Sean Forshire back to the pavilion.
Yeah.
Partnership broken.
Partnership, well, the partnership has not really got going. Sean trying to play that down to fine leg. Obviously a gap down there, and he missed it, given out LBW. So that's now 3 wickets down, 70 for 3. 11.4 overs. And King Price Kings definitely right back here in this game after a good start from Exco M&M's strikers. And yeah, I think King Price will be happy with what they've done until now.
Absolutely, there will be. Looking at that batting card there, we see Stephen Bard gone for 21, bowled by Dylan Luchter. And Craig Williams still in there, 31 off 37 deliveries. Jan Freiling was also dismissed early for 9 runs off 11 balls. He was trapped LBW by Danny van Schoor. King Price Kings should be pretty happy.
Yes, and I think we see that with the 2 LBWs and bowled. They're obviously bowling a very straight line with their spinners, bowling wicket to wicket. And it's the old thing, if you miss it, I'll hit. And yeah, that's what they're doing, and it's obviously working for them.
But one thing, Trevor, that I've noticed about the spinners, looking at even the likes of Lofter van Eaton, Danny van Schoor, is I haven't seen much variation in the delivery. It seems to be pretty much the stock ball.
Look, yeah, well, that's the whole thing. Variation is the variation. You use the stock ball, and the variation balls are actually there to surprise the batsman. So if you use it too often, then it becomes your stock ball. And batsmen get used to it. So that's why you won't see that many different variations. I think Nicol Lofty-Eaton maybe uses a bit more than the others, but because he's a leg spinner, it's not always easy to pick up what he's doing. Even on the television, you've got to look at his hand and see what he's doing, especially if he's pitching it right up. But yeah, there isn't. I think the turn that there is at this stage of the year, the track is a little bit slow and it's turning slowly, so it's not that effective. That's why they're using more flight and line and length to keep the batsman quiet.
When I was out doing the pitch report, looking at the northern end, right near the batsman, just outside the leg stump, you could see a bit of cracks, a bit of rough there when the bowlers come charging in. And actually, you know, you think of great spinners like Shane Warne, you know, the ball of the century, the one that pitched right outside in that rough, and it turned viciously onto the stumps. But you need to have really strong wrists to get that done.
Yeah, no, you do, and also, you know, that was a different form of cricket. So he could bowl there. If you bowl that line here, the guys will probably sweep you, and it's something different. I mean, the shot that was played there was totally different.
But if you look at that era, Trevor, of spinners, when you had Shane Warne, you had Mutaimu Lurithlin out there, I mean, do you think there's anyone out there now? I mean, of course, you've got Nathan Lyon out there in Australia. But any really prolific spinners on the world stage at the moment?
There's a couple, I think, coming through. The Australians rate Adam Zampa, who bowls for them. But there's none that have really stood up now and are taking massive wickets. The Indians have a couple of guys that are sort of there and thereabouts, but no one's sort of become a household name just yet. But yeah, look, cricket changes. Obviously, there's an era where the spinners work, and then everyone works out how to play the spinners. And then you'll see the fast bowlers coming back into it, because obviously you change your whole batting style to be able to play the spinners, and playing spinners and fast bowling is two different things. So there's almost two different techniques, and that's why you see fast bowlers coming into it. You know, the English have who is it? I can't come on his name. Also a leggy, but they also now going in for a 4-pronged pace attack, the English. Obviously Ben Stokes gives them an added advantage of being a top order batsman and being able to bowl. Probably what South Africa had in Jacques Kallis a few years ago. So yeah, pace seems to be the way that the guys are going at the moment, but it will change again. And And yeah, we'll see who the next great spinner is. Obviously, getting up to 800 odd wickets, that's not going to be easy.
No, it's not, especially with these flat tracks where there's not much happening. You see the Australians talking about the drop-in pitches that'll play out pretty flat over a test match that don't degrade or anything, and there's a bit of complaints about that because there's nothing in it a little bit later on. But coming back home, it's a 72 for 3 after 13 overs.
Oh, Wayne Raw, the new batsman.
Interesting to see that Renier Bosman actually has a slip in.
Yeah, well, obviously, Wayne Raw being a new batsman, they're hoping to pick up a wicket there.
Big flash.
Played out to a wide and long on, 1 run. Wayne Raw also played through the Namibian schools or age group system. Also a fairly experienced player from that respect. Craig Williams playing it out to long off again.
So would you say it's more of a defensive field setting for Craig Williams and they're looking to attack the new batsman?
Yeah, well, I see the slippers come out, or is he going back in again now? You can see the field definitely changing for Wayne Raw. Slip coming in again. Played that out to backward a point. Yeah, as I was saying, the wicket seems to be a little bit slow, and I don't know if the slip field is actually going to be that effective. Maybe they want to stop him from playing the dab down to third man. See the field changing again for Craig.
Craig drops it through for a single. Bring the score to 76 for 3.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when they actually decide to start going after the bowling. No, Craig definitely will be the guy that makes that decision if he's still there.
So Renier had 2 dot balls in his last over and 4 singles. Pretty economical. Looking at that skyline over there, see the 4th over was a pretty big one, 15 runs, and then the 5th over they got 12, and it pretty much was downhill from there, literally.
Yeah, well, basically the 4th over, Michael van Lingen, he got hit for a 6, I think it was, in that over, and a 4, and there was 6 also of the 5th over. That the reason for those skyscrapers in that graphic we saw. But the wickets obviously slowing down the run rate.
Well, Stephen Bard had said he's looking to get 150 on this track. He thinks it's something that they can defend.
Yeah, I think looking at it now, 150 should be a competitive score. I think it'll give both teams a chance. But obviously, quite often you look at a track and you think, okay, you've got to get 150, and then after both teams have batted, you see, okay, it was only a 130 track, so, or maybe it was a 200 track. One never knows.
Nicholas Schultz back into the attack.
Bowling his last over. Bowling the 15th over, so after this there's 5 overs left.
Oh, danced down the wicket. Was he taken?
Yeah, he was stumped. Wayne Raw.
Let's look at that again. He watches it coming in. Tries to get to the pitch of the delivery. Bounced a bit much.
Yeah, I just think he took his eye off the ball. Wasn't really watching it, having a go, and that's now 4 wickets down. Nicholas Scholes getting his man. See, that didn't really turn much. It just he played down the wrong line. Wasn't watching the ball. Batsman error, I think, more than the ball doing something unplayable.
Let's look at that. Definitely behind the line, so it's a legal delivery. And that brings Exco M&M signs to 77 for 4 after 14.3 overs. That 150 begins to look more and more of an ask.
Yeah, well, yeah, they can probably get 70 out of the last 5 overs if Craig gets going. There's Eben van Wyk coming in now. Eben can also play, but obviously hasn't had that many opportunities with guys like Craig and Stephen and Divan Lecoq in the side doing most of the batting. But now he's needed and will have to show what he can do. Obviously, this is another platform where players can prove to Peter Brain, the national coach, that they're worth a look at the national squad. And guys like Evan, well, a lot of them will be hoping to perform so that they get spotted.
Absolutely, this would be a good time to showcase your talent. Here's Nicholas. Must be very interesting with the Schultz brothers. I mean, coming from a cricketing family like that, Nicholas having achieved what he had in the past and now playing pretty much club cricket with Danny coming through. They must really push each other.
Yeah, I think so. Obviously, it started playing in the backyard. That's where a lot of cricket careers start, and family sibling rivalry is always good. But yeah, when they get together and play together, I think they learned from each other. Not only pushed one another, but they learned from each other. And Bernard is, to me, a slightly different bowler from Nicholas.
How so, Trevor?
Well, he's. If you have a look at him, he pushes the ball through a bit more. Bowls. Nicholas, I think, looks a bit more for spin. Bernard uses a lot more flight in it. Bernard is internationally known as a very miserly bowler. Doesn't give away many runs. It'll be interesting to see who they use now for the last 5 overs. It looks like Dylan Leicher coming into the attack again.
Yeah, Dylan looked pretty impressive yesterday when he came out and had a ball. Took some big wickets.
Yeah, and there's also a wonderful opportunity for guys like him to come and bowl at some of the country's top players. You know, and T20 just gives you those chances because they're taking chances. We've seen all of the wickets basically today falling because of guys looking to get after the bowler, playing a false shot. And yeah, it's wonderful for a guy like Dylan, you know, for him to be able to say, I bowled Stephen Bard. It's a lovely thing to have on your CV at his age.
Absolutely. I mean, he does have the frame of a seam bowler. Suppose he just needs to bulk up just a little bit.
Look, that happens as the guys get a bit older. They get a bit stronger, and I think if we look at a lot of the fast bowlers in world cricket, Glenn McGrath never really was bulky.
Alan Donald
wasn't bulky. I think it's more athleticism that you're looking for.
That one drifted onto the pads. Pushed through for a single. Brings your score to 80 for 4. Exco M&M signs out there in the middle, trying to push for that 150. 15 overs down the hatch. Young Crystal Barnard coming in for his second delivery.
Oh, is it Crystal Barnard? Sorry. Okay, yeah. Also another good young fast bowler. I'm having trouble looking at the into the light here. You need to look
Very
at the
sunny out
screen
there,
more
Trevor.
often, yeah.
You need to have your shades on.
Yeah. Yeah, Christo has also got a little bit of a natural pace.
Yesterday, when he was when he was bowling against the BA Blasters, I saw he was very much a disciplined bowler. He was bowling just outside the off stump, very full deliveries, and he kept it. He was pretty consistent, and you could see that the tactic was basically to restrict runs, and he pretty much played to the captain's instructions.
Yeah. No, look. Well, he's also, I think, in the under 19 squad. One of our top upcoming bowlers, so obviously he's got to have a bit of control, and it's a great place for him to learn and to listen to his captain. Plays Premier League cricket and has taken a few wickets there. Obviously that little bit of extra pace is working now at this stage to Eben van Wyk.
Look at him, nice follow through. Good fielding there in the cover position. Catch and release.
Maybe getting a little bit straight. Played down backward of square for the single. Now that's one thing at this stage of the innings. If you get too straight and allow the batsman to swing his arms, then it could result in a few boundaries, but that over, it was a decent over, 3 coming from it. So now 16 overs gone.
Looking at Craig Williams there on 37 or 43. And with his new strike partner, Eben van Wyk, with 4 from 7. Still to come, Fungai Hlupo, Damian Kotzer, Ryan Moffat, Tangi Nyoma, Visachi, and Dian Jacobs. So they do have a few wickets to spare. So I suppose now's the time when they really should start to push on a little bit.
Yeah, no, I think so. Look, if you don't do it and you don't get enough runs on the board, then you're sort of fighting a losing battle from the start. Looks like Michael van Lingen going to bowl now from the northern end.
Look at that skyline over there. And you see from the 12th over around about to the 16th, the well under 6 runs per over.
Yeah, and that's not ideal for Exco M&M signs. They would have definitely liked to have been going for 8 to 10 runs and over at this stage. That one played out to mid-wicket. Brings Craig Williams back on strike. This is a ploy we see from the left-arm bowlers these days, bowling around the wicket, getting the ball coming back into the right-handers, trying to cramp them. Let's see what Craig does about this.
In comes Van Lingen to Craig. Oh, full toss. Just defended and he runs through for a single. Speaking about Craig Williams, I mean the young boy from Oshakati coming through and to make such a big impact on the national stage. A bit late on in his career, 37 years old.
Yeah,
But
look. I know Craig is as a natural sportsman. I think he's got a lot of talent and he works. Well, these guys all work hard on their games, but he loves cricket. His life almost is cricket. He has a cricket training facility in town here, so that's everything. He lives for cricket, and I think he was always going to make a success of it. Eben looking to be more happy against the seamers, going at a runner ball at this stage, but definitely Exco M&M signs will be looking to get after the bowling now for these next couple of overs.
Oh,
There,
just as you said it.
Shoulders.
Craig opening his shoulders there. Looking to take on Michael van Lingen. Currently he's on 39 or 45 balls. Definitely Craig will be looking to push on, but he only got the single there. So Ebert van Wyk to face Michael van Lingen. Cut.
Cut straight to the cover fielder, and that's caught. Yeah, he could have hit that almost anywhere, and he hit it straight at the fielder. So that's not ideal. I think the problem for Exco M&M Signs is they've been losing wickets at inopportune moments. Just as they look to start getting a partnership going, they're losing the wicket. And it was only that first wicket partnership that has really given any substance to their innings until now.
Absolutely, and I mean the greater context of things, I mean, this is a very, very big game because whoever wins through here is going to obviously play BA Blasting, the Kings of Swing, the reigning champions. And if you'd asked me yesterday, I would have put M&M Signs on top. Because looking at the batting that they have, having Craig, having Stephen Barton, the like, Young Freiling, they really look good on paper. And I thought that, I mean, points-wise, they were also second to BA Blasting. Yeah. So I really thought that was going to be the final. But King seem to have other ideas.
Yeah, look, T20, anything can happen, and it's a quick form of the game. And yeah, if you're on that day, if bowlers do well, then that's it. But Casey, I'm having a break now, and Amore's going to be joining you for the last few overs.
Thank you, Trev. Welcome, Amore.
Thanks, Casey.
New partnership here in the commentary box.
Yes, we're watching some Test cricket today. Well, they're moving quite slow here. But clearly, I think they are looking at maybe a 120. I think the 150 is not a possibility anymore.
Fuller delivery. Play to cover. No run scored. Bringing your score to 88 for 5. And Michael van Lingen with the penultimate ball of the over. Ball into the new batsman, Dian. Ooh, goes down leg side. Will it go all the way? There's no... Oh, there we go. Well fielded. We've seen a very disciplined fielding operation going on from the King Price Kings.
Yeah, definitely. They're fielding quite well. They didn't have much to do here. A lot of dot balls here. A game of singles so far.
Absolutely. That one, last one was singled as 2 leg byes. Looking at the infographic there. See the fall of wickets, the 6th over, the 9th over, around about the 12th over, another one falling there in the 15th, and another one falling in the 17th. So our partnerships have been kind of hard to come by. For the
next 3 overs, they need to push on, look for boundaries. Craig Williams have been there for a while now. He needs to search for some boundaries here.
Good bowling there from young Christo Barnard.
You see, the thing is, when you play yourself in, and the bowlers get on top, they get too confident. And the time that you want to play some strokes, the bowler is bowling very good lines, and it becomes very difficult for you.
Oh, dances down the track. Is that a bit of a top edge? Oh, yes, well stopped. Out there in the mid-wicket area. Once again, that fielding has really been on point from the King Price Kings. Looking to restrict, and we're seeing more of the same. This is pretty much what they did yesterday. very disciplined in the field. It wasn't necessarily wicket-taking deliveries, but it was very conservative, stopping the flow of runs. And they restricted BA blasting to a score for 130 odd, which looks likely like that could be the score today. I mean, oh, is that in front? There we go. That's a bold wicket. Craig Williams, upset, 41 for 47. Bowled by the youngster, Chris Obana. Look at that delivery again. Oh, an effort ball that.
Well, an ideal situation for the King Prize Kings now.
See,
they're
Craig
going to
sizing it up.
2 new batsmen to bowl at.
Bamboozled by that delivery from young Christo. Definitely the selectors will be looking at this young man.
Well, definitely. They've got a tough job to do. A lot of good bowling here. A lot of good fast bowlers. But at the same time, they will look at probably the more experienced players.
That one looked to have rushed him a little bit. He didn't really move his feet. Couldn't get his feet quite set there, Craig. Went through the gate. Took out middle stump. And now the senior batsman is out. And a new batsman has to come in. So you basically got 2 new batsmen at the crease who are not quite set.
Well,
From
looks
where
like
I'm
the
sitting,
Kings
it
are on
looks
top
like
here.
King Prize Kings are well on top here.
Definitely. Well, they got nothing to lose here. Still have 4 more wickets. Just go for it.
Well, 2.3 overs pretty much to come. Not much time to settle and read the bowlers. It's going to be an interesting patch of play. And by the way, welcome to all the viewers watching us. This is the Richelieu 2020 franchise tournament. This is the playoff game. Whoever wins this one is going to go into the final with BA Blasting, which will be later on this afternoon. All to play for.
A lot to play for here.
In comes young Christo with his 4th delivery to Damon. Pushes that away for the single. And to all the viewers watching us on our live stream, being captured by TV2, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so you get notifications for all the games coming up in the month of April, because there's going to be a lot of cricket.
A few boundaries here will do. 2 more balls left in this over.
Christo to Dian. Short ball there. Batsman didn't know where that had gone.
He looks like a tiny guy. Strong arms there.
Last ball of the over. Oh, good line. Good length. Played away.
Good shot.
Races through for a boundary.
Much needed boundary there to end the over. They need more of that. They need more. 2 more overs to go.
Look at that, batting outside the crease. Angled bat. Plays it backward of point to go through for a boundary. Bringing the score to 101 for 6. That's a batting card. Got Dion Jacobs there with 4 not out. Damon Kotza there with 1 not out. Still to come from Guy Hlupo, Ryan Moffat. They definitely have to start to accelerate now.
There's no other way. They ate a lot of dot balls early in the innings.
Yes, indeed. And looking at that bowling card, you see it's been very, very economical. Only Michael van Lingen and Dylan Lichter going for above 6 per over, the economy rate. Here's Michael. He's taken 1 wicket for 23 runs in his 3rd over.
It's been easy goings for the Kings here.
Oh, that goes aerial. 3rd man is a bit deep there, stops that one for more runs. Exco M&M signs 98 for 6 after 18.2 overs.
Well, this being a playoff game, Casey, I was hoping to see a bit more risk being taken by the batsmen.
Big shot. There's the risk you were talking about. There's the risk you're talking about, Amor.
Well, from that target of 150, they're probably going to get 120 here if they push on.
Look at that. Fuller delivery. Picked up outside of off stump, over cover. Races down to the boundary for 4. Pulled. Just the 1 run. 103 for 6.
Just 8 more balls to go.
Well, this score looks well below par.
Well, so far in this series, teams have found a way to defend small scores, make the game interesting.
1 dot ball so far in Michael van Lingen's over. 3 singles and 1 was hit to the boundary for 4. Big shot.
And a wicket falls.
Just look at that again. Outside of stump. Toe end of the bat. Goes aerial.
Well, this time of the innings, it doesn't really matter. It's just a dot ball.
Umpire Iso Hines there looking on. So wicket to end the over for Michael van Lingen. That's his 2nd wicket for the game. And once again, another new partnership has to form for this last over.
Well, Casey, here it's not a thing of partnership. 6 balls, swing at everything you can.
About to see some pinch hitting here, Amor. And look at the trust the captain is placing in the youngster, Christo.
Well, he has bowled well so far today.
Very good line to start off with. The batsman rotates strike. All right, so there's going to be a change in commentary. Chopsy's going to come in and see you through this last over with the more.
Well, a low-scoring game here. The King Price Kings on top. Final over. Another single. Chops, are we going to see 110 runs here? Or below 110?
Well, it's the last over. I think they've been very cautious in the since the morning. If they get to 110, I'm sure it wouldn't be too difficult to achieve. They've got another 5 balls remaining. And there we go. Take.
Quick single there. Running for everything now. 3 more balls to go. Exco M&M signs 107 for 7 wickets.
Shouldn't be too difficult to chase down for the Kings. Just know that yesterday the Kings, I believe, had a rattly start to their innings and they needed some work in their batting game. I think if 107, 110 is the target, I think they might be able to achieve that.
It's been a morning of very good bowling. And to be honest, all these teams have been very good in the field in this franchise tournament. Great fielding from most of the sides here. 2 more balls. Crystal doing quite well here, the final over. No boundaries so far. A good bouncer there. $108 for 7 wickets. Final ball of the innings. M&M signs not really putting the runs on the scoreboard they wanted this morning. And they have a lot of work to do when they come to bowl here. Two runs there, definitely.
Good running by Exco. M&M signs taking it to 20 overs. And I must say the youngsters from these teams have been doing very well, and for them to be playing in such competitive cricket, I think hats off to them. 20 overs are done, and that was the first for Exco M&M signs. Not too much of a high score to chase down. We'll be crossing over to Casey, who's going to be chatting to some of the players and finding out their points of view. And we'll hear from Casey and some of the players in just a second. But there's more cricketing action coming your way this afternoon, so stay tuned. Later on in the afternoon, we'll bring you more cricket live from Wanderers in Pioneers Park, the capital city. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and get all the notifications. This is the T20 Richelieu series live from Windhoek. I'm joined by Amor.
110 runs for 7 wickets. The Kings will need to score 111 here to win. And of course the M&M signs, they need their bowlers to come and defend the score. It's been difficult to score against spin on this pitch. Chops, I was down there when the spinners were on. A bit of turn.
See, the King Price Kings spinners are very dangerous, and I think the batsmen are very aware of this. You'll see whenever they're on the run rate dips. When there is an opportunity, they take it. But the spinners for King Price, I can see it. They're very dangerous. But now it's the turn for Exco M&M Signs to go on the attack, and I'm not sure if the Kings will be able to handle it. But let's see, and let's not knock them down before they've been given a chance. So we'll see in a few minutes what they've got to say with Casey, and also we'll see what they have to say on the pitch. Casey, all yours.
All right, so we're here pitch side with the captain of the Exco M&M Signs, Stephen Bard. Well, hard going out there, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed in the way we went about things, especially after the good start we had. I think we were 40 for loss after the power play. So yeah, the way we went about it in the middle wasn't great. But I mean, we've got runs on the board, so hopefully with the ball we can pull it through.
All right, so you're looking for a total run about 150. Obviously that didn't happen, restricted to under 120. Do you think you can defend it?
I'm going to say yes, I think so. But I mean, one or two things needs to go away. You know, the guys really have to bowl well and the fielders have to back it up as well. So, you know, we have to do our part and you hope for the best.
Absolutely. Well, thank you, Stephen. All right. Now the captain of the King Price Kings, that is JP. Hey, JP, well done out there in the field.
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic performance. They batted quite well in the first 6. We were a bit under pressure, but we said just keep on hanging in. Got 1 or 2 cheap wickets, and it just escalated. Fielding and bowling from the youngsters especially was perfectionist or perfect into the game plan we wanted to do.
Absolutely. And look at that young Christo, I mean, taking the last over of the game. I mean, that's a lot of trust you're placing in the youngsters.
Yeah, I think our 319s is quality cricketers, and we said we're just going to trust them. And throughout this tournament, all of them did extremely well. Even at the death, when there was a bit of pressure, they performed for us. So we're very happy.
Okay, so how are you looking going about chasing the score?
We're not going to sit back. We're not going to try and make this in 20 overs. We're going to go for it. We don't want to bat ourselves in a hole, so we're going to chase it in, let's say, 15, 16 overs. You never know what's going to happen out there, but we're not going to sit back and make us a 20-over game.
All right, cool. Thank you for chatting to us. And that was the captain of the King Price Kings, who seem to be well on top here, restricting the Exco M&M Signs to a score under, well under 150, which is what was projected earlier on. So we're going to see how it plays out in the end. And remember, the winner of this game will go and play in the finals against the Kings of Swing. I'm talking about BA Blasting. It's all happening here at the Wanderers in Pioneers Park. You can see it's a bit gusty, things falling over. So there's a bit of wind out there. But it's going to be some great cricket. Stay tuned.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, and Casey's just spoken to the teams from Exco M&M Signs who are taking on the King Price Kings. We are at Wanderers live in the capital city in Pioneers Park, and we're looking at the next innings for Exco M&M, who are taking on the Kings, and the Kings will be going into bat, and they're chasing down 110 runs scored by Exco M&M Signs. How are you feeling, Amor?
Well, looking at the lineup for the Kings, we saw Lawrence scoring a 50 yesterday.
That's right.
He's quite in form. He had a slight injury there at the end, but I'm sure he's fine to come back this morning. I mean, there are some big players here, big names coming out. JP Kutsia. You're also looking at JJ Smith. JJ Smith didn't really get going yesterday, but this being a playoff game, I'm sure he's going to pull up his socks and take his team over the line here.
That's right. We're in the semi-finals, and we're looking at a big day in the next couple of weeks. We're looking to establish who will be taking on who later on today. So Exco takes on the Kings, and as mentioned before, we have some niggly injuries, and if it wasn't for Haku yesterday having a slight injury, perhaps he could have scored a little bit higher, but he did very well getting into the 40s, and we'll have to see what the Kings have to say this morning. Coming up, the Kings will be going into bat, and fielding will be the Exco M&M Signs, and we're looking for some great cricketing action. So do leave us a comment at the bottom. We'd love to get in touch with you, love to hear from you, and hear what your predictions are for the Kings that are going to be taking the batting stands in the new partnership that will go onto the pitch this morning.
Well, also, not to forget, if you look at the bowling side here, Craig Williams did quite well for his team yesterday. Young Fringling also did very well for his team. Unfortunately, Devon Lecoq is not here today, but he also did quite well for his team yesterday. Fungai did well as well. He also, in the first over, he went for 18 runs, but he came back well in the later overs. So the bowling lineup also looking very good here. Not to forget Tangi, also did quite well for his team. We got quite a number of under-19s in this team as well. Stephen Bard, the captain, he's going to have to do a lot of work this morning.
Absolutely. The likes of Stephen Bard, Craig Williams, Hlopo, Fungai Hlopo, these are all brilliant players, and they're going to have stiff competition when they take on the Exco M&M side. So I've got full confidence that they'll be able to hold them at bay and keep them below the target of 110. But we'll just have to wait and see. And if they're having a chat right now, that chat is probably going to go along the lines of, you know, let's do as much as we can early on in the power play and get those runs on the board.
Well, Chops, the required run rate here, it's only 5.5 per over. So a runner ball, and King Price Kings can take this win very early in this game. They just need to put some runs up in the power play, try to get some boundaries early in the game. And amazingly, teams have been bowling with spinners in the power play here and doing quite well.
That's right, and we'll be having a look at some stats. Exco M&M strikes. Sean Bard, just off 15 balls, 21 runs, eventually bowled by Dylan. And we also have a big number by Craig Williams, off 48 balls, he scored 41, and unfortunately taken by Christo. At the end of the overs, we had Damien Kutsia, who was not out, and that was the 20 overs. We also have a good performance here by the bowlers from King Price. Niklaus Schultz, full 4 overs with just 22 runs. An economy of 5.5, not doing very badly there. Danny van Schoor, the same, 3.5. Runs are just 14 and having taken 1 wicket. So great performance by the King Price Kings. The Kings will be heading in next to go and bat. But if you have a look at the worm chart, it says it all. There's 1, 2, 3, 7 in total wickets that have fallen for the Kings. And we'll have to see, bigger pardon, for Exco's M&M signs. We'll have to see what Kings will have to answer with that.
Well, Chops, when you look at the scorecard, you can clearly see the strike rates are quite worrisome there, and that's why the score is this low. Most of the batsmen there scoring below 100. The strike rate, as you can see there, you expect the graphic there, you expect the later overs to see 10 runs, 12 runs, but no boundaries scored in the last 10 overs or so.
Maybe it's their strategy. They want to be, maybe be a little bit cautious, play some clean cricket, take the shots that are worth taking. And we came up with a low score this time around, but we'll have to see.
Chops, in a playoff game, you can't be cautious, man. This is, if it's a league game, I understand being cautious. For the playoff game, semi-finals, placed in the finals is what you're looking for. I don't think it's time to be cautious here. I think they were supposed to take a bit more risk and try to score more boundaries. They
sure
didn't do that.
I'm sure they've had a chat, and they want to get to the finals for sure. So rather stick in there and do the best you can. Keep tapping away at those 1s and 2s. Look for those boundaries, and if they don't come, well then you end up with a score like this one, 110 for 7. So I'm sure it was part of their game plan. If not, then it's going to be a bad day at the office for them. But it's all about the end goal, getting to that final.
Well, Chops, there you have it. You're making me laugh here, you know.
I'm looking forward to seeing Fungai Hlopo in action. Also looking forward to see what Jan Freiling can deliver. Craig Williams, Stephen Bard, and it looks like the team from the Kings are starting to slowly walk onto the field. And we're just waiting for the umpires to get ready and to signal the officials that it's game time. The Kings take on Exco M&M signs.
Well, to win this game, M&M Science have to do very well in the field. They should stop those singles, and the bowlers really have to come. Somebody has to pick up at least 3 wickets here early. Don't give the batsmen a chance to get some runs. Put them under pressure early. But like I said, Lauret scored a 50 yesterday. He's quite confident, and he's opening the batting for the Kings. He's not going to sit back. I'm sure he's going to go on the attack. It's going to be interesting to watch.
Absolutely. Just having a chat with some of the media and getting ready to get onto the pitch. Lauritz, Haku, great performance yesterday. Can he do it today? We also saw the previous performance by BA Blasting's Lofty Eaton, who had a great performance the previous innings, and then it just totally slumped in his last. So anything can happen. We're looking for a great performance, of course, from King Price, but let's see how they get started off.
Well, the BA Blasting, I'm sure they're at home watching this game, waiting for 3 o'clock, waiting to see who they're going to play. Also seeing how the pitch is playing.
You know, I was saying earlier, I take my hat off to some of these players. Some of them are quite young players, being 18, 19 years old, and having to take on, you know, experienced, well-weathered cricketers is something that is impressive. Wearing the number 7 for Exco M&M Science, you can see it's a young man, and wearing number 15, the same. All of these youngsters are under the age of 20, and they are really, you know, battling the pace of experience and battling the pace of Premier League cricket. So yeah, hats off to them and all the best to them.
Well, much needed experience for the young players here. The only way you get experience, gain experience, by playing lots of cricket, and it's good to see them getting some chances to play here, especially in a playoff game. To have so many youngsters, it just shows the confidence of the coaching staff and also the skill of the players. I mean, a youngster, Christo, there bowling the final over in a playoff game and just going for less than 6 runs. Great stuff.
Absolutely. And just tucked under the huge King Price Insurance banner is the 2 opening batsmen for King Price Kings. Getting ready to head out, just waiting for the time and the officials to give confirmation. They look like they're having a little chat at the moment and just readying themselves to get on the pitch and try and put some big scores on the board earlier on. Power play, the first 6 overs, looking for some great cricket action as Exco try and take down the command of the Kings.
Well, great stuff. MM Science playing this King Price Kings in the playoff game, and we expect the final 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's going to be another exciting one. Well, the Kings would want to finish this game early here so they can get some rest if they're going through to the final. The same way the M&M Science will try to bowl them out early and get ready for the final. It's been a great franchise tournament brought to you by Richelieu and Dufferbet, our partners in India. If you're watching on Facebook, do comment, tell us how you feel about this game. Let us know who you think is going to win. At the same time, do like the page, share with friends and family. Well, we're about to get this game going here. The Kings are going to be batting. You can see there Stefan Bart speaking to his players, saying, guys, we got to do some good stuff in the field. We can defend the score.
And there they are, leading onto the pitch is the two umpires in pink, followed by Exco M&M's team, all enthusiastically running, stretching out and getting into position with the two batsmen from the Kings. And we're looking for a good, strong partnership starting off from the get-go, and they're heading into the pitch, and we'll get this cricket action underway.
Well, the wind is picking up here at the Wanderers. Quite windy. Will be good for the fast bowlers, but also can help the batsmen. The ball can run off into the outfield.
And here we are. Opening the bowling is King Price, I beg your pardon, Exco M&M Science, number 14, Jan Freiling. And he's going to look to slow the pace down and keep that run rate down for the Kings. We're now starting their partnership, looking to chase down 110 runs set by Exco M&M Science. And the wicketkeeper for Exco M&M Science, wearing the number 2 jersey, Wayne Raw, standing very deep, a good 10 meters behind the wickets. And in comes Jan Freiling.
Opening the batting here, Lawrence and Danny. They need to look for boundaries early here, Chops.
Absolutely.
Put the bowlers under pressure.
As you say, it's T20 cricket. Here comes Jan Freiling.
Good ball, good length. Pressure, pressure.
I've told you about the batting skills of the Kings. It's the second ball, but if we get to the second over and it's still shoddy, then they've got real work to do with their batting.
Well, they're not under pressure here, Chops. 110 runs, 5.5 runs and over required run rate. Oh. Hit and miss there. Well, the M&M Science will be looking for dot balls here. If they can bowl 2 overs, create some pressure. Not go for boundaries. It will be a good start. And they open their scoring there with a single. Danny getting off strike. So far, 2 dot balls and a single in the first over. Komyani, Komyani.
Here's Loritz Haku facing his first ball from Jan Freiling. Previous ball just chipped over the slips and into third man. And Loritz Haku facing. And
shot. Well, that's how we played yesterday. And he's doing the same here this morning. The first ball is facing. Hits it for a 6. And that's what the M&M Science wouldn't have wanted here. Great shot. Chops, that's how you do it in T20 cricket.
And that's how Lawrence Haku does it. The first ball face straight for 6. Upsetting Jan Freiling's confidence. It's going to come through for his second ball.
Final ball of the over. Well, good over for the Kings there. 7 runs from that over. The required run rate is or was 5.5, and they have scored 7 runs in the first over. A great over there, Chops, until the last 3 balls. That's 6, just spoiling the over for Jan.
And it's a good start for the Kings. I've always said they're a little bit shaky. I've got a little bit more confidence seeing Lawrence confidently hitting that 1-6 in the first over and looking at 7 runs to start off with. At this rate, they will attain what they need to attain. 7 runs is their run rate, and they are bang on 7 in the first over. Got a new bowler lined up, coming in for Exco M&M Science. And wearing the number 13 jersey is Fungai Hlopo.
A single from the first ball. Shot. 1 bounce 4. Remember yesterday Fungai's first over wins. He can't afford that this morning. They only have 110 runs to play with. And the second ball goes for a boundary. Lawrence is not here to play. He wants to win this game early. The bowler under pressure immediately. Makes a good comeback there. He will need more of that, more dot balls.
Fungai Hlopo, a young man from Zimbabwe, coming to play local cricket in Namibia, wearing the number 13 jersey in the next delivery. Could this be it? There we go.
Shot. Another 6 there.
Great shot by Lawrence.
No, sorry, just 4 runs. Lawrence is getting going here. 14 runs from just 5 balls. And Fungai is under pressure. 2 more balls to go. 9 runs so far from this over. Great cricket. He needs a wicket here. Ooh, pressure on the bowler here.
You know, there's a similarity between Lawrence Haku and Lofty from the BA Blasting. They're both hackers. They both put up big scores. They both have long hair. Maybe the common factor could be the long hair.
Yeah, Chops, I'm going to start growing my hair now. Oh,
That's it! Very close call. A very close encounter for the Kings.
well, we saw what he can do with his arm yesterday with that run out in the final over, final ball. Not the guy that you want to take quick singles from.
And they're going to need the singles. They're going to need the singles, the ones and twos, if they're going to have to start getting even close to this this target.
Shot. Well, Lawrence doesn't agree with you. He's saying I'm rolling in boundaries here.
And that's a beautiful drive by Lorataku.
Lawrence is saying the singles are for the M&M signs. The Kings are rolling in boundaries. 20 runs. 2 overs done. And now they just need 81 runs from 18 overs. Chops, if this continues like this, it's going to be an early afternoon, early morning for us here.
Absolutely. Good boundary shots by Lorataku, taking his tally up to 18 off just 7 balls. And
I mean, Danny is saying, you do it, I'll just watch. Danny takes a single there, gives the strike back to Lawrence. He's the man in form here, dealing in boundaries so far. And Jan would be very careful here what he bowls. Good ball. Current run rate 9.63. Exco M&M signs and need more of those dot balls here if they stand any chance at defending this low score. And of course they need some wickets as well. Komiani.
oh, very well taken.
Good chance there. It was in the air for some time. Another boundary. And the bowler a bit disappointed in the fielding there. Not an easy chance at all.
Very frustrating for Jan Freiling. That could have been a catch by Exco, just over the top.
22 runs from just 10 balls. Lawrence is dealing in boundaries here. Just one more ball to go. Jan will try to get a dot ball here. Or get a wicket.
Oh,
good ball.
It's
5 runs from the over. Chops, good stuff here from the Kings.
That's right. It was a change of pace by Jan Freiling, just trying to rattle the batsman just a little bit. But so far, great performance. Lawrence, 22 runs of just 12 balls. And we still got Dani struggling with 3 runs of 6 balls.
Well, Dani is doing a good thing here. He's just giving the strike to Lawrence. You know, he's saying, you want to deal in boundaries? I'll let you have the strike. I'm just going to stand here and watch you play some good strikes. Chops, what we must do now is put a camera on Lauret's helmet.
Yep.
So we can see how well, I mean on Danny's helmet, so we can see how well Lauret is striking this ball.
Looks like Craig Williams is lined up. Craig Williams, always the stable performer. And sent backwards, sent backing. Straight off to the long on area and bounced for 4 runs.
First ball boundary. That puts the bowler under pressure immediately. But Craig is experienced. Nice. Good cricket here. A boundary and then a single. Rotating strike. Not giving the bowler a chance to get his length and line right to the same batsman here.
You're mentioning rattling the bowler from that 4. I think Craig Williams, having so much experience, has been hit for 4 before, and I'm sure he's still composed. There we go. Great delivery by Craig.
Well, the Kings, if you score a boundary from the first ball, then get a single, you've already 5 runs. You can just hit the ball around, look for more singles. No need to take more risk here. You don't have to. Shot.
And that's a 6 straight over the boundary.
And just like that, another boundary there.
Look at that. Great shot.
He just missed his line there a little bit.
2 6s, 4 4s for Lauret. Shows that if you're bowling to Lauret and you if you're not tight enough in your balls, then he could just smack you for 4 or for 6. And he's doing this because it's T20 and he knows he needs to put points on the board.
Well, definitely, and he's even hitting the good balls for boundaries. Nice. Well, 12 runs from that over. I'm sure Craig won't be happy. But this T20 cricket, even the best bowlers in the world goes for boundaries here. 37 for none. 4 overs gone. 2 more overs in the power play. And I'm sure the Kings will be happy. Lauret's 29 runs from just 16 balls. Danny ran a ball, 8 runs.
That's right. I think there's a change of bowler coming in, and the fielders are being shifted around. There's Stefan Bard who's coming in as the new bowler spinning, and you'll see a stark contrast between the Kings bowlers and the Exco M&M bowlers, where M&M's starting off with high pace and medium pace bowlers, and Kings relying heavily on their spin bowlers, which have become very effective, as you can see with a score 110 scored by Exco, and in comes a spin bowler in the form of Stephen Bard.
Well, Stefan Bard has to bowl well here. Lauret is in the mood, and we're still being in a power play. Oh, good shot. This could be a dangerous move as well. But they need wickets there. They need wickets. They need wickets. Spinners can get you wickets as batsmen try to take some chances to hit them.
And it can go both ways. Playing defensively against a spinner can also be turned against the spinner and being hit for 4 and for 6s on those slow balls. Was that almost a catch? Oh, how's that? Asking the umpire and then no response.
Well, that's the wicket they want desperately. They want that man out.
Steven's trying to stare down the umpire. Trying to get some results. Have a look at that. Steven says, how was that?
Desperate times here. Shot. It's in the air. Catch. Nice.
Taken well by Exco M&M Signs.
Much needed wicket there. And the inform Lawrence has to go for 30 runs from 19 balls. But he's done a good job for his team. They got the good start they needed.
Here we go. As I say in T20, 30 runs is a good score, and that's exactly what he's done, and it's time for him to move aside. Bring in some fresh legs, some fresh blood. JP Kotsa coming in for the Kings.
And with JB coming in, not becoming any easier for Exco. Well, joining me in the commentary box here, Trevor is back. Trevor, great cricket here.
Yeah, some more. I think Exco M&M Signs happy that they got that wicket. They were looking. Well, they need wickets. They're not going to restrict King Price Kings to under 110 now, so they need to bowl them out. So obviously we'll see them using tactics to try and get wickets. And the thing is, when you're trying to get wickets, often you're giving away boundaries and giving away runs. So let's see what happens. But I know a couple of times yesterday there was collapses in batting innings, so anything's possible.
Definitely, anything is possible here. But with JP Kutsia coming to the crease, more trouble for the M&M Signs.
Well, I think JP's wants to deliver. He'd like to play a big innings. JP Kotsa, Namibian number 3 batsman as well. He's looking to put a couple of decent innings together. And yeah, maybe today's his day.
Well, definitely. I mean, they bat deep, the Kings as well. So they need to just push on here. 40 runs in the 5th over, final over in the power play here.
But yeah, I just think we saw the previous over Stephen Bart coming on and dragging the run rate back a bit. So definitely the spinners seem to be doing well here today, and maybe that's where Exco M&M strikers maybe have a problem. They don't have that spinning depth that the Kings do have, and that's why they need to use guys like Stephen Bard, who's not normally a top flight bowler, but yeah, they're using him today.
Well, they did a good job for them yesterday as well with the ball. But yeah, the ball coming on quite well for the batsmen when it comes to the fast bowlers here.
I think that's the whole thing. You want the ball coming on so that you can play shots, and that's why we've seen generally this morning so far the seam bowlers have been punished more than the spinners, definitely. And King Price Kings, obviously having 3 spinners, they used more than half of their overs with their spinners bowling. And that was, I think, what gave them the advantage at the end of the day.
Yeah, definitely. Craig Williams bowling well here. Only 2 singles so far in this over. Another quick single there. Well, Craig was taken for 12 runs in his first over, and he's making a good comeback in this one.
Yeah, look, Laurits Hako was obviously having a go, taking his chances. Obviously, if he could get off to a good start and give the Kings some quick runs, that just makes the target a lot less. And I think he actually achieved what he wanted to do. He was always prepared to sort of throw his wicket away in the chase for quick runs.
Yeah, definitely putting it on line for his team. Quite a good team player there. End of the over. Just 4 runs from this one.
Yeah, so after 6 overs, 44 for 1. They need another 66, is it? 67 to win. 67 to win. They're currently going at 7.33 to the over, so they're well ahead of where they need to be. Yeah, a couple of wickets, that's the thing. That's what wickets does. Wickets slows down the run rate. And that's why it'll be important now for Exco M&M strikers to get a couple of wickets and just slow down that run rate. There's nothing like run rate pressure on a batsman to sort of take chances and make mistakes.
Well, they need wickets here, and of course this guy is having very good strike rotation, but you can see they're dipping a little bit there on the warm.
You see, that's now the effect that the wickets now had. All of a sudden that run rate has dipped under where it was, bearing in mind that Exco M&M at that stage had Craig there, and he was actually, well, they were taking at least run a ball. But yeah, let's see what Stephen Bard does here, if he's effective.
Well, what the Kings will be thinking here is they only have 1 spinner, so let's not lose our wickets to him, and let's try to score from the fast bowlers.
Yeah, obviously, I think the fast bowlers, you're going to see they're going to have to change up their pace and bowl a lot of slower deliveries, a lot of variances. Oh, and there's Stephen Bard, second wicket.
Bowled him clean there. Change of pace.
Yeah, it did seem to push that one through. Let's have a look there on the replay. And he got a bit of turn. That one actually did. It straightened on the line of middle stump and got him the wicket. Let's look at it from this end. Drifting in, definitely a great delivery, a little bit quicker and getting some turn, and yeah, bowling that middle stump out the ground.
Well, the captain there leading by example.
Yes, and I think the Kings actually will be under a bit of pressure now. With Dani van Schoor generally tends to bat quite long through the innings and just sort of keeps up one end for them unless the other guys bat around him. So we'll see what happens now. Okay, it looks like JJ Smith coming in. So JJ and JP Kotze, anything can happen. This game can be finished very quickly, or they might just bat conservatively and take a sort of 4 or 5 runs to the over. But I don't think that's in their nature. Eventually they're going to start having a go.
Well, the M&M Signs, they need to get another wicket there. If they get one of these 2 big fish, then they are well on their way to compete in this game.
Yeah, look, obviously I think JP Kotze, JJ Smith are vital now. Either one or both of them need to bat for a while and build up a partnership. That's what we saw with the strikers innings. is that after the initial opening partnership, they lost regular wickets, and the run rate was slowed right down. Oh, and that's another wicket. Another one. I was actually watching that on the monitor, just outside off stump, stayed a little bit lower, turned back into him, and he's got a bottom edge onto his wickets. You see, what Stephen's doing is pushing the ball through quite quickly, and batsman, because of that, is not getting above the eye line. And there JJ, I think, went onto the back foot instead of maybe getting forward and playing off the front foot. It wasn't quite as short as it was required to go on the back foot. And yeah, Stephen Barr doing a great job, backing himself as captain.
And suddenly 110 looks like a competitive score.
Yes, well, that's the whole thing. That's the whole thing, you know. And as we were saying right at the start of play, any one player in T20 can actually change a game, whether it be a bowler or a batsman. If a batsman scores a quick fire 80, 90, he can take the game away from you. Or if a bowler takes 4 or 5 quick wickets, he can also change the game and take it away from you. You know, Stephen has now got basically 3 of the top players from the King Price Kings. He's got all 3 wickets for very few runs.
Well, pressure on the Price Kings now to try and build some kind of a partnership here.
This will be interesting. I think there's Michael van Lingen that's come in. A left arm batsman against the right arm off spin bowler. The ball will be turning away from him. See if Stephen continues on that line of the stumps, or if he changes his attack to just outside the off stump. I know that one. Did the batsman get something onto it? Well, it wasn't called wide. Obviously, umpire judging that the batsman had gone across far enough for it not to be a wide. But yeah, all of a sudden it's an interesting game. 7 overs, 45 for 3. At the start of that over, it was 44. Oh, it was even less. What was it? 44 for 1.
Yes. Just one run from that over. 2 wickets. Good over from the captain. Now he needs support from the other end.
Now let's see who's bowling here. That is a change of bowling. Craig Williams is off. Sean Forshire coming into the attack. There we have it. Showing on our screen, Sean Forshire, right arm, medium. It's played out to mid-wicket. They're going for 2.
Oh, good running.
Just in at the end. If that throw had been over the stumps, he would have been in a bit of trouble. Throw falling a bit short. Now the keeper missing the ball there, Wayne Roll.
Oh, in the air there.
Yeah, actually
They run
bounced
through for
over
single.
him. Another single. Yeah, last year Sean Forshire, who's better known as a batsman, had to do a lot of bowling for the strikers because Craig Williams was injured. He couldn't play, and they had another injury. I forget who that was. So he was one of the frontline bowlers, so he picked up a lot of experience there, and they're going to be hoping that he uses that today. Yeah.
Well, they need him to take some wickets here or restrict the batsmen from scoring boundaries. His captain did some good work in the previous over. Misfield there, and Michael gets a single. Well, 110 runs, you don't want to see a lot of misfielding.
Yeah, and I think what the strikers need to work on, they need to stay on their feet while they're fielding. If you get off your feet, you basically you're immobile, you can't move around, and that often will give away a single if you misfield. So stay on your feet and pick the ball up, and then you can throw it to either end.
A dot ball there. So far, 4 runs from the over. Still 2 more balls to go.
And that one played out to the point area, another single.
Well, JB is playing quite smart cricket here.
No, he is. I think he wants to play himself in and give himself a bit of time. There's plenty of overs still in a 20-over context.
And they bring the 50 up with that single.
Now the 2 left-handers, JB Kotze, Michael van Lingen. Michael van Lingen there getting the single out to long off.
Well, good stuff here. 6 runs from that over. Not a bad over at all.
No, it was actually, well, I suppose you would call it honours even. But as the seamers have gone until now, Sean actually did a good job there. Let's see if Stephen keeps himself on.
Well, he has to continue bowling from the other end.
Yeah, he basically needs to take wickets now. So, and until now, he's shown he's the guy that's taking the wickets. So let him continue bowling.
Well, 8 overs gone here. Into a 9th over.
Yeah, the spinning resource is a bit thin here for the strikers. Exco M&M strikers. Eben van Wyk bowls a bit of off spin, but not really a recognized bowler. But maybe that is the way to go. Ball turning away from the left-handers. Michael van Lingen on strike. Now Stephen bowling with a bit of a round arm action, that helps him to get a bit of turn.
Well, the Kings just need to take it easy here. Not to take any risk against Stefan. Just try to get some singles. He's into his 3rd over here.
You see at this stage now, you'll probably find these two will just try and play out Stephen, not take any chances against him. And we'll need a couple of brave decisions, I think, after this. Who's going to bowl? Who's going to follow up from Stephen?
Good fielding there.
And the wind coming up here. Making it difficult, I think, for the bowlers to control their line. JP Kotze playing and missing it, that one outside off stump. Now Stephen, when he pushes that one through, seems to be doing a bit. Now that one just went straight through. JP Kotze missing it.
And just 3 runs from that over, bringing the score to 54 for 3. 9 overs gone. The Kings going well here, just losing a few wickets. They need this partnership to move on for at least another 5 overs or so.
Yeah, obviously, but it doesn't help they bat 5 overs, not getting any runs, so they need to keep the score ticking as well. That one played out again into a wide mid-wicket area. Just 1 run coming from it. Sean Fouchier. Was that one dropped? Looked like it could have been a half chance. Yeah,
Definitely a half chance there. Dot ball. Good stuff. Well, if one of the seamers can get him a wicket here, it will definitely change this game.
No, definitely. Yeah, this stage it's all about wickets for Exco M&M strikers.
Good running. Good running. They get 2. Turning a 1 into a 2 there.
That's it. Yeah, we'll see where they are at the end of the over. It looks like they'll need somewhere around the region of 50 odd runs from the last 10 overs. That's 5 and over, so they don't really need any big hitting.
Well, Exco M&M needs to really pick up wickets here. If they have to stand any chance of winning this game, they need wickets here.
I think they must maybe have a look at setting a more attacking field. Bring up their mid-on or long on or long off into a normal conventional position, saving the single, forcing the guys to hit over the top, and maybe in that way try and get a wicket. Was to allow them to get a singular ball is not going to win this game for Exco M&M strikers.
Definitely not. Well, 10 overs gone, 58 runs for 3, and taking over from me.
Playing some more.
Casey, welcome back.
Thanks, Trev.
You enjoying the game so far?
Well, absolutely. I mean, we've seen some wickets fall. It wasn't going to be the walk in the park we expected from the King Price Kings. A bit of a wobble there, Trevor.
Yes, no, definitely those wickets have slowed it down. I'd actually like to see where the Worms are at this stage, but definitely wickets slow down the scoring. It looks like Stephen Barty is going to bowl his 4th over. It'll be interesting to see what he does after that. Obviously, then there'll be 9 overs left. It would be ideal for him to have another spinner to take over from him.
Swept.
Yeah, well fielded there in the deep on the square leg boundary.
Well, Stevens leading from the front there, Trev.
No, yes, definitely. Yeah, he's taken the responsibility and said, if we need spin to be bowled, I'll bowl the spin, see what I can do. And he's actually done very well. He's halted the run rate. Loris Hako got onto a flyer, and he got that opening wicket, and since then bowled Dani van Schoor and JJ Smith. So definitely transfer some pressure back onto King Price Kings.
Absolutely, Trevor. And I've seen, like, as you pointed out a little bit earlier, that Stephen seems to be varying his delivery a little bit. He's coming a bit round arm, then he comes a bit orthodox, straight on, over the head.
Yeah, no, look, bowling spin in T20 these days, you have to have different deliveries, you bowl variations. Otherwise, it just becomes too easy for the batsman.
So when you come with a round arm sort of delivery, what are you expecting to get? More turn?
Well, you normally would get more turn. You're cutting across the ball, maybe a bit of an undercut, that it's like a back spinner. So yeah, those different things. If it's over the top, maybe a bit more flight and
bounce?
Well, bounce normally from a spinner comes with revolutions on the ball. So if you can get a lot of revolutions on the ball, you're going to get bounce. So probably at about 11 o'clock, your arm there is probably going to be about where you're going to get your most turn and bounce. It's difficult unless it's a variation delivery out the back of the hand or something, bowling straight up over the head to get turn and bounce.
Well, 5 runs from Stephen Bard's over. He's bowled his 4. Conceded 12 runs, but more importantly, taken 3 wickets.
Yeah, and the other thing is, I think what we haven't really realized is that Stephen's gone quickly through his overs, and it's already 11 overs bowled all of a sudden. 11 overs bowled and 9 overs left. That's why if they can get another spinner in and get through another 4 overs quickly, that'll take it up to 18 and then maybe transfer some pressure. But they definitely need wickets. Sean for Shea again. Sean has done a fair job. He hasn't been leaking any boundaries. So I'll obviously stay with him. I would still look at bringing either my long on or long off up into the circle, cut off the single and force him to have a go over the top.
Yes, for sure. Oh! Big swing of the willow.
Run 3. Obviously a little bit lucky, just getting a little bit of bat on that. JP going for the slog sweep, looking to clear the boundary. And that's what they need, a false shot or something to get a wicket. You see, like that shot there, if he had his long on up in the circle, there was an opportunity, and they forced JP to go over the top. Right now, it's just straight down the ground is an easy run every ball if you want.
This was shot to JP. A little dab down the ground, and they run through for another single.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's just at this stage just too easy. There's no pressure whatsoever on the batsmen. They're taking a single ball, and if a seamer comes in from the other end, then that's also taking the pressure off them. Not that Sean has done anything wrong. He's actually bowling
good running between.
Together with Stephen has done quite well. Yeah, that was close. Yeah, maybe a good bit of fielding and a run out.
Look at that again. Oh, he would have been well out with the direct hit.
He would have been gone, so that's it. The fielders also need to do their bit and assist the bowlers.
Well, 6 from the over so far, and a dot ball. And Sean is coming in for his final delivery. But perhaps there is something in it. Perhaps having 2 spinners in tandem. Perhaps that's what's required at this stage.
Yeah, but I was looking at the team list, and they just don't have recognized spinners anymore in their bowling lineup. But maybe Evan van Wyk is listed as an off-spin bowler. Maybe they'll go to him. Well, let's have a look and see who's going to bowl from the other end. Stephen Bard finished his 4 overs.
But one has to feel for Stephen Bart because 4 members of his team didn't turn up. They couldn't make it.
That's right, yes, and yeah. Obviously, all 3 of them were spinning, or 3 of them were spinning options. Fairly decent spinners, so yeah, that's also robbed them of a bit of firepower in the bowling. I see Damon Coetzee is coming into bowl. Damon bowls medium, slow medium, with a few change-up deliveries. So maybe that's what they'll ask him to do: is bowl his change-up, slower deliveries, and try and contain the batsman and get some wickets in that way.
Well, all to play for, a place in the final. So definitely the pressure is on. 70 for 3 after 12 overs for the King Price Kings.
No, definitely. I just think whichever side gets through here into the final, they'll have to work on their batting. We haven't really seen either side really, apart from Laurits Hako, we haven't seen any of the batsmen really dominating the bowling until now.
Well, Damon begins very well with a good line and length.
That's right. If Damon just sticks to his basics, he can be a good bowler. Not try and be too fancy. He's got a good change-up, slower delivery. Just bowl that every so often.
Oh, that one slips through. You won't be too happy about that. But I mean, look at where the wicketkeeper is standing to Damon Coetzee. Do you think he could stand up to the stumps one?
Look, the one problem with the wicketkeeper, if he doesn't know the bowler, it's difficult standing up to the stumps because he doesn't know what to expect. But we might see it. You see, there was the slower ball. There was the slower ball. There was a half chance. Unfortunately, not taken. But if the wicketkeeper knows the bowler and he sees, okay, he can stand up for him, then he will definitely.
Because looking at Coetzee's pace, I mean, it's military medium at best.
That's right, yeah.
And if the batsmen start, if they start standing up outside of the crease for him, they could actually quite smack him for a few.
Oh, well, until now they haven't really used their feet, so let's have a wait and see. If they do start using their feet, I'm sure Wayne Raw will go and stand up. There's another slower delivery.
Oh, through the field there.
Go there, back up out on the boundary. So that's what we're seeing. We're seeing those change-up, slower deliveries. Hoping to get a false shot that way, get a catch. Or entice the batsman to totally miss the ball.
Fuller delivery, outside of stump. Played down the ground. So far, 3 singles and a dot ball, just 1 boundary from the over.
Yeah, and that boundary was also a half chance. It could have been taken. So yeah, that's what they need. They need to take chances now. At this stage, 77 for 3.
Thick inside edge there.
Yeah, that could have just been what they were looking for, but unfortunately, nothing coming from it.
Bit of a shuffle from Van Lingen. Transferring his weight.
Is he playing that with a horizontal bat instead of with a straight bat?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe on this wicket where it's a bit slow, using a rather straight bat to play the ball. JJ Smith was a diagonal bat that got him bowled.
Bit of a seesaw situation we see on the worm there. See the King Price Kings dipping under the run rate and then slowly building. Now they're back up on top of the run rate.
That's right, yeah, and that's why I see off that over's dipped a little bit again. So, yeah, it's very even at this stage. Obviously, a few more wickets and we're going to have an exciting finish. As I said to you, I think in our previous stint together, when you do the toss, 150 looks like a good score, but maybe 110 is a good score.
Maybe. This wicket is showing us something different. Looking at Michael van Lingen is on there. He's on strike, 16 off of 19 deliveries. JP is on 20 off 24. So they're all under 100 with the strike rate so far. So obviously they're being very cautious.
Yeah, they're more or less where they need to be. And obviously both of them can hit big boundaries. So they're prepared, I think, at this stage just to take the singles and have a look later at hitting 1 or 2 boundaries to make up the lack of run rate. And that's the thing with a small total like this, 2 boundaries makes a big difference.
Absolutely. Changes the complexion quickly.
Yeah, at this stage they need 33 more runs. 33 more runs to win. Of 6.3 overs. So that's around 5 to the over. Still, the run rate is staying where it was.
Look at that delivery again.
I think actually Sean Forshire has actually done an admirable job going at 18 off 3.5, almost 4 overs.
For the delivery.
Also a half chance there. It could have gone anywhere, but fell safely.
Just a single taken.
So Sean Forshire now.
Goes all the way.
Yeah,
for a boundary.
That's a 6. You see, that's the problem now. JP Kotza, he can miss hit a 6, and that's the problem with him. The previous ball could have been caught. This one hits for 6. And that takes a lot of pressure now off the King Price Kings.
There you see him batting outside the crease.
Yeah, but only slightly. I don't think the wicket keeper is going to stand up for them. He also doesn't want buys. That's the other thing. He's not running down the wicket at the batsman, at the bowler. If he's not running down the wicket, then definitely the wicket keeper will stand up.
So a 6 and 3 singles from that over, 2 dot balls. Bit of a mixed bag.
Yeah, and at this stage they need another 25 to win. 25 from 6 overs. So definitely the King Price Kings are, I suppose in bookies terms, odds-on favourites to win the game at this stage, and also with the 2 guys they have out there batting at this stage. But a quick wicket or 2 and everything changes again.
Absolutely. Looking at the fall of wickets there, Donovan Short went for 12 runs. We had a big, above par score for Malore Saku. He got 30 off 20 deliveries. And then JJ Smith dismissed after 3 balls. Didn't get to score. Bowled by Stephen Bard. Now at the crease we've got JP.
Yeah, Damon Kutsia just taking the pace off a little bit again. And that's what we've seen. The guys without any pace are actually being the most effective here today. So I don't know how that's going to impact on the final later. Maybe the wicket's going to be rolled a bit in between and dry out a bit and play a lot better for the final. That was a slower ball. Unfortunately, dropped it too short. You can't do that to a batsman of this caliber. He needed that to be fully pitched up. As soon as a batsman picks up your slower ball early enough, he can hit it anywhere. That's the problem that they have now. And that's why I think the spinners are more effective. You see that, a fuller ball, played straight down the ground. Jan Freiling doing the fielding. And at this stage, 17 required for victory. Unless there's a major collapse, King Price Kings should do it quite easily. I think at the end of the day, Exco M&M Signs strikers will definitely admit that they got a few runs too many. Another 20, 30 probably were needed.
Pulled again. Well, that thick outfield.
Yeah, you see, also
Definitely
not going
slows it
all the
down.
way. So they're now definitely taking chances and trying to finish up the game quickly. And obviously, the quicker they finish, the more rest they have before the final this afternoon. And we must remember we're having the Namibian ladies inter-squad exhibition match after this. I'm looking forward to that. The ladies have been putting in a lot of hard work on their game, and there's been a major improvement. So I'd like to see that game.
No, that was a good game. I watched a bit of it yesterday. We saw the captain of the ladies, Yasmin Khan. She was out there. She got out a bit early, but we saw some very good bowling from the likes of Saima. She came in, she took a few wickets, and they looked very, very disciplined in the field. I was very impressed.
Yeah. Obviously, their coach Francois, he's been doing a lot of work with them. A lot of work in preparing them. They are looking to qualify for a few international tournaments and things, and I'm sure the way they're going now, they'll come very close to that if they don't achieve it.
See that Stephen Bard there's a pick of the bowlers, 3 wickets for an economy of 3.5.
Once again, the throw not being accurate. And that's possibly one of the things which has cost the Exco M&M strikers. Their throwing has not been accurate. There have been a couple of chances where they could have had run-outs if the throwing had been better. Again, throw just missing.
Let's look at that again. There's Sean backing up.
Yeah, he would have been way out. Would have been well out there. Yeah, just those little things in the field, maybe the difference. And I think King Price will be hoping that JP can bat himself into a bit of form. Yeah, I think they'll need him in the final.
Absolutely, they will. But they'll be facing quite stiff resistance from the reigning champions, the BA Blasters.
BA Blasters, BA Blasters.
Oh, was that an edge or was that the ground? Heard a bit of a sound there.
I think he hit the ground. There. But yeah, BA Blasters, they've also got a... In Merve Erasmus, Gerard Erasmus, obviously a very, very clever captain, also a guy that backs himself.
Absolutely.
Leads by example. Great fielder, excellent bowler, and can also bat. So, yeah, a great guy to have in their side.
And also they've got the youngster, Michael van Lingen, who's been definitely setting the tournament alight.
Yeah.
Another gust of that win.
Yeah, so I think the finals is being set up nicely. I haven't seen BA Blasters here yet.
Actually, I meant to say Nicole Van Eaton.
Okay,
Van Lingen Van Eaton.
Yeah, that's the radio background coming through.
Absolutely, a bit of a fumble here in the commentary box.
Yeah.
Glad I had you backing up there. Yeah, but I mean, the BA Blasters look a very, very good side. And they've come in as reigning champions. They've been on top of the log, sitting pretty. King Price Kings, though, they've actually come through shining, because I had expected to see M&M Signs versus BA Blasters in the final. And King Price Kings, since yesterday, they just turned the game on its head. We saw them restricting the BA Blasters yesterday to a very low score, around about 133.
Yeah, but that was on the field at the back here, and that's not an easy pitch to bat on. So 133 was probably a competitive score, and I saw there was a lot of late wickets in those innings. So, you know, when the guys were actually trying to push the scoring along, tending to lose wickets, where the Wanderers track does play a bit better.
Pulled, dispatched.
And that's another. Another boundary. So now 6 runs required. That's just one hit. 6 runs required. Michael van Lingen actually now gone on to 33 from 29 deliveries. So batting just over strike rate of 100. JP Kotz also 30 from 32. Yeah, and I think now it's all done and dusted. They say it's not over until the fat lady sings, but she's been warming up for a while now.
Yes, indeed, and I think she's hitting those high notes.
Yeah, so hold your glasses.
Defensive shot there from Michael van Lingen off of Damien Kutsia. 2.3 overs so far from Damien. 22 runs conceded, no wickets.
Oh, and unfortunately, that 22 runs has just been probably 3 boundaries which he was hit for that were maybe a bit unnecessary. Otherwise, he's done all right, you know. But in T20, 3 deliveries can be 18 runs.
Kieran Pollard can attest to that.
Yeah.
6 sixes against.
And then he apparently hit the 7th. The next ball he received also for a 6. So, no, look, that can happen. The fields are also a little bit smaller these days. They bring the boundaries in to make it more of a spectacular. And so it's easier now to hit 6s. In the old days, the boundaries were way out. I know the ICC has their limits on boundaries and things, but the T20 boundary does generally tend to be in a little bit.
Pull to the onside. Fielded out there in the deep.
So after 17 overs, 108 for 3. JP Kotz on 31 from 34 balls. And Michael van Lingen 35 from 32. So these two, yeah, they've done a good job. But it also shows, you know, if we take it, they've had a good partnership. While Stephen Bard was taking wickets, Exco M&M strikers were definitely still in the game. And they needed one of those spinners who weren't available for this game to come through for them. So it'll be Craig Williams. Craig, obviously, he's a big tryer. He'll try and bowl 6 out of 6 and get 6 wickets.
But coming in, obviously, in a very difficult time when so much is expected from these last 3 overs.
Yeah,
And,
well, it's basically
that total is pretty much
2 runs required. 2 runs required, so it actually needs a miracle.
reverse sweep.
And it looks like that is going to be 4 runs. 4 runs, and that's the game. That's the game. So,
final is set, Trevor. King Price Kings will be playing the BA Blasters. Will be very interesting, a repeat of yesterday's game.
I think so, and I think King Price Kings have shown now today they have a decent bowling lineup. Their batsmen maybe will need to step up a little bit more, but maybe these two have now played themselves into a bit of form, and it all augurs well for them for the final.
Absolutely, and they'll be glad that Lawrence is actually back fit, because yesterday he got injured, had to come off a bit when he was on 44. And then after a bit of treatment back there with the physio, he went on and scored his 50. So he's definitely one of the batsmen that they'll be looking to. Trevor, I'm going to head down pitch side, do a couple of interviews.
Okay, Casey, enjoy it. And yeah, just to wrap it up then before Casey takes over and does some interviews, This morning, King Price Kings won the toss. Nicholas Scholes deciding to bat first. Stephen Bard said at the toss that he would like to get around 150, and that never happened. They were restricted to 110. King Price Kings did a great job. 3 of their spinners bowling and doing a great job. And then, there we have it. Stephen Bard, 21 from 15, and Craig Williams with a 40 were basically the batsmen that did it for them. And then Dani van Schoor and Laura Zacco had a good opening partnership for King Price Kings. JP Kotze 35 not out from 35 deliveries. JJ Smith not from 3. Stephen Bard bowling him there, and Michael van Lingen 36 from 33 not out. And obviously the 110 just not enough for Exco M&M strikers. So the final this afternoon will be contested between BA Blasting, the current champions or previous champions, and King Price Kings, and we're going to look forward to a great game there.
Absolutely, Trevor, and congratulations to the winners. We're going to be speaking to Casey, who's going to be heading down and chatting to the winning captains, the captain of the winning team, and also establishing a man of the match. More cricketing action coming your way later on in the day, so do stay with us. We'll have more cricketing action coming as the final gets underway at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, this is the Richelieu franchise for T20, and we are at Wanderers at the Pioneers Park venue. So thank you for streaming in, and keep your eyes glued to your screens. Hit that subscribe button and stay connected with us as we take you through the afternoon.
And there we have the match summary. So Exco M&M strikers are being restricted to 110 for 7. Craig Williams 41 from 48. Stephen Bard 21 from 15, and the next best Javier Fasagi, he got 9 from 7. Michael van Lingen 2 for 30 from 4 overs. Dylan Leiger 1 for 8 from 1 over, and Dani van Schoor 1 for 14 from 4 overs. The other spinners also doing a good job. Nicholas Scholes and Renier Bosman doing a good job. And then King Price Kings, Michael van Lingen and JP Kotze featured in a decent partnership, both of them getting in mid-30s. And then Laura Zacco setting it up with a quick fire 30 of 20 deliveries at the start, and that probably took it away from the Exco M&M strikers at the end of the day. Stephen Bard, the standout bowler there, 3 wickets for 12 runs in his 4 overs.
Very good day for Stephen Bard. That's 2 days of back-to-back great cricketing action from Stephen Bard. King Price Kings will be heading into the finals, having destroyed Exco and M&M's strikers. So we'll be crossing over to Casey in just a second, where he'll be speaking to the members of both Exco M&M and King Price.
Yeah, and don't go away. Remember, just now, starting shortly, will be the inter-squad game, the Namibian ladies.
Absolutely. We're going to cross over to Casey now. Casey, back to you.
All right, so we're here pitch side with the man of the match, Stephen Bard. Hey, Stephen, wow, man, that was a great game. 3 wickets.
To be honest, I'm a little bit surprised myself. I think it really helped the fact that there's a big wind blowing from over the field, so you are bowling from that side. You know, it's very hard to get the ball away. So I'll take that as a bowler, but yeah, it's not going to happen every single day.
Absolutely, but I mean, well, that total wasn't enough, and King Price Kings managed to get through. I mean, must be a bit, you know, feelings-wise, it might not be the best feeling right now.
No, it is a bit disappointing. You know, we have a few players that we're missing over the weekend as well, in terms of you know, guys that had to work and stuff like that. So I really wish we were full strength, but I mean, that's the game of cricket. We gave some of the youngsters a go, and that's exactly what we want. We want guys to grow, and yeah, King Price just outplayed us today with the ball especially. So good luck to them in the final.
Thank you so much, Stephen. And here's your man of the match award. Now we're going to have a chat with the winning captain, JP. JP, well done.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it was a convincing performance. Like I said at the beginning, we were looking at 150. We restricted them to 110 or 115 or whatever the case might be, and we batted really well. We stumbled in the middle, but Mikey batted really well at the end to pull us through.
Absolutely. And speaking about Lawrence, he was injured a bit yesterday, and then he, seems to have recovered.
It was just cramps, luckily, so we gave him some slow mag, whatever he needs. So we'll give him a few now after the game, so he's ready for the final. But he's fit to go.
Now you're looking at the big game, the final. Obviously, you're going to be playing against the BA Blasters, and that's a pretty tough side. Gerrit Erasmus and the guys, pretty tough. How are you looking to approach that one?
They're a good side, but I think both games we played against them, we bowled extremely well. We didn't gel as well with the bat, so I think we owe them one as well. So we're looking forward to the final. It's going to be a very good game. And yeah, we're just looking forward, and we'll see what's happening.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Right. That's it from us, Piss side, and that was the winners of the game, the semi-final, which was between the King Price Kings and Exco M&M Signs. And we saw King Price Kings coming through. They had set quite an achievable target to get. They got there, so now they're going to be in the final against the BA Blasters, the Kings of Swing, the current tournament champions, and they're coming in to defend their title against the King Price Kings. It's going to be great, but before that, obviously, we've got the women's inter-squad game that's going to take place. We've got female umpires out there talking about the development of the women's game. It's going to be great, so stay tuned right here. This is where all the action is going to be.
Thank you, Casey. Right, there you have it. We have our final set. We also have our action ready to rumble with the ladies taking on the inter-squad cricket this afternoon. So do stay with us. We're at the Richelieu T20 franchise. We're heading into the finals on this beautiful Sunday, and stay connected to us. We'll be right back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, and hello to you at home. We'll be crossing over to our new link where we'll be streaming the ladies' action at Wanderers this afternoon. For now, we're going to cut this link and do log on again on our Cricket Namibia page for the new link that will be uploaded to catch some more cricketing action coming your way. For now, we'll be cutting this link, and thank you for joining us, and we'll see you again once the new link is uploaded, and we'll get back to cricket action.